Hi, everyone. We have a great show. We have Jason Reynolds, who's the owner of Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, and we talk about all things personal injury. We talk about what it's like to be a lawyer. We talk about his sitting judgeship in Ridgeway, and then we talk about his farm, his football coaching, and all things injury law cases. So we hope you enjoy. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Columbia's hottest podcast. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom, and we have a great show today with Jason Reynolds, who's the owner of Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, which is a personal injury firm, and also a municipal judge in the town of Ridgeway. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a recent addition to the resume.
The Honorable. You become the Honorable then, right?
Somewhat.
And you're Columbia, South Carolina, born and raised. You love coaching football in your spare time.
Spare time in quotation
Tons
marks.
of that between being a judge and having your own firm.
Right.
So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. It's great to be on. It's the Columbia's hottest podcast.
That's
right.
Sexiest,
So
yeah.
the second hottest asked me to go on, but I was like, no, I'm holding out. Holding out for the hottest.
Smart.
Yeah.
You don't want to associate with that.
No, I'm not about second place.
Yeah. Why? So I don't know if I know any judges.
Well, I mean, yes, technically a judge, but Ridgeway has got, I think, about 300 residents and is maybe 1 square mile in size.
So they needed somebody to.
Yeah, so it's basically, traffic tickets and stuff. It's once a month for just a few hours. It's just a way to serve the community and help out. And so I've never done it before, but it's been fun. It's I've spent my career in the courtroom, but not on that side of the bench. So it's definitely a different. That robe is heavy and it's hot, even with just traffic tickets. No murder trials or anything. But you definitely feel a different sense of responsibility.
I would bet.
So it's fun. And it's a way to kind of interact with the public on that side, and so it's been fun. It's not too onerous. So
Yeah.
Ridgeway's a pretty safe place. So.
What's the wildest one you've had? Wildest case so far?
Well, I've only been doing it for a couple of months, but we've got every small town, has a couple characters.
Bad apples.
Yeah. So, and Ridgeway's kind of like Mayberry, and like in Andy Griffith's show, they had Otis.
Okay.
We got a couple of Otises.
Yep.
So I had one in there, a while back, and trying to tell him to, stay out of the street and stuff. We don't need our Otis getting run over by anybody. But we had a wild and crazy pit bull on the loose type thing.
Oh,
but that's about it. And I probably don't need to talk too much about all that. But no, it's I don't think it's.
Is it all public? Like, is that?
Yeah, it's public.
There's nothing
the courtroom's open just like any.
And
you could walk in and sit down, so it's not like it's anything confidential. But
can people ask for that? Like, say I came in with whatever, a speeding ticket, and I want to be like, you know what, I want this to be just me.
That's actually part of the training. So I did have to go to like 2 weeks of training through the Judges Association, and that's part of it. The closing the courtroom, you hear about that sometimes, like, oh, this murder trial is going to be closed or is not going to be closed, that kind of thing. And that's pretty much left to the discretion of the trial judge, but it's fairly disfavored,
right?
Because you want some level of transparency, with the public. I mean, you can imagine, like, and I hate to go to like Murdaugh or whatever,
right.
But I knew way too many people involved with that whole thing. A lot of good people got drug into that, but you can imagine if the judge decided to close the courtroom, how the public would just be like, "Why are you going? Oh my gosh, you're trying to hide stuff and all blah blah." So it's fairly disfavored. So you technically you can request it, but it's not really something that really happens very often.
Yeah.
Welcome to Columbia Family Chiropractic, voted Columbia's best chiropractic clinic. With 3 easy-to-get-to locations, you'll be sure to have something near you. We provide drug-free and surgery-free healthcare and take care of a wide variety of injuries. We offer several services from corrective chiropractic care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling and cupping for injuries, pediatric care, non-surgical knee therapy, and a Class 4 laser. And for those focused on wellness, we have a red light therapy bed. We accept all your major insurances. If you click on this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. You can check out our website at cfc4health.com, or you can Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4for health.com.
And how do you look at how to sentence someone or punish someone? Like, has that evolved over time?
Well, I mean, there's guidelines with everything. There's standard charges for speeding tickets, under 10 miles an hour or over, and, that kind of thing. It is interesting kind of in a small town, you can work with people. You got a lot of people that are, not that well off and things like that. So a lot of that is left to the discretion of the trial judge and recommendation of the, police, that pulled the person over and stuff like that. It's just kind of on a case-by-case basis, but we want to, at least as I've been beginning, we want to be pretty firm on everything because we want people to, abide by the law. We don't want people to think that they can just do whatever in the town, that kind of thing. So, but it's been fun, definitely a different experience from what I've done, for almost 20 years now. Yeah. So, yeah.
I want to hear about your journey, like getting into law. So growing up, when did you know you're going to be a lawyer?
Well, my mother, who I guess will probably listen to this at some point, she said that from an early age she knew I should be a lawyer because I like to argue so much, which I kind of take exception to a little bit because my father was never too far away, so I was not going to argue too much. But apparently, I always had a point to make, I guess. I guess really around the time I was in college, I got involved. I went to the Citadel in Charleston. Born and raised in Columbia. Ended up graduating from Hammond here in town. But when I got into college, I was an English major at the Citadel. There was a group called the Inn of Court where we got to have some speakers come in that actually practiced and kind of tell us about the practice. And and then I thought my skill set, reading, writing, that kind of thing would probably line up well. But I'm a helper.
English major, first of all, is a wild move.
Yeah, especially at the Citadel. They're like, what are y'all doing over there reading those poems and stuff? Like, you kind of get these side-eye looks.
I would have never thought English.
Like my roommate, my roommate's an English major. Like, he's over there reading, English poetry. Like, what's going on?
That's wild.
But, at the crux of it, and this is why I made the switch I did defense work for my first 10 years because just a lot of the people I knew were in the insurance defense side, so civil, injury defense. And so that's kind of where I was comfortable. But, after about 10 years of doing that, I really just kind of lost the feel for saving insurance companies money.
Yeah.
And insurance company, they'll thank you for saving them money, getting them out of a case or having to pay a really low amount, much lower than they were expecting. They'll thank you by, cutting your bill. You bill. I had a case one time where this guy slipped and fell in a, what they call a reefer unit, which is one of the refrigerated trailers in a tractor trailer. He was cleaning it out and he slipped and fell and he herniated like 3 discs in his low back, had to have surgery. So he had probably a couple $100,000 in meds. And I was able to get that case dismissed from court. I don't want to get too much in the weeds because y'all don't care, but I mean, it's called statutory employer. Essentially the court ruled that his only remedy was through workers' comp and not through the civil, injury system. And so I got that case like completely argued it in federal court in front of a federal judge, got won and got it dismissed. And the insurance company cut my bill for writing that brief and making that oral argument, preparing for that oral argument in front of the federal court. So I got him, out of a couple $100,000 meds case for zero.
That's
and
crazy.
the thank you note I got was, this shouldn't have taken you so long to get this out of this thing. So, I mean, that was not like the straw that broke the camel's back or anything like that, but that's just an easy example of why I just lost the feel on that side and thought, I can use my skills to help real people. And so about 10 years ago, I made the switch in, I guess, 2015. And, now when I help somebody, we were talking a little bit before we got on air, I always tell clients in the initial interview, I got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
First job is to get you as well as we possibly can. So get you to a doctor if you don't have one, get you a second opinion if you don't trust the first opinion, get your appointments lined up for you, that kind of thing. And then the second job is to get you as much money as we possibly can for having to deal with this life-altering event.
Right.
And then when I resolve a case now, my client thanks me
Feels
with
good,
a great Google review, or I've gotten letters from clients afterwards. I got a couple like framed in my office from just particular cases that really hit home, and that's just a great feeling to walk through that with somebody. I mean, y'all do the same thing, helping people through those bad situations.
I remember a few years ago when I had in 1 week 3 patients that came in who told me they were in accidents 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Never went to get treatment,
Yeah.
didn't do anything, didn't want to be a pain.
Right.
And they still had all the same issues 5 years later as they did from the accident. And they were sitting there saying, I didn't know this was going to basically ruin my life.
Right. Well, one thing I heard a trial lawyer say one time, I can't remember who it was, but it's always stuck with me, is if somebody's laying on their deathbed and you ask them for like the 5 most influential moments of their life, I mean, they'll probably, name, the day they got married, the day their children were born.
Hole in one.
Right. No, yeah. I still hadn't had that one yet either.
I got my first one, and it's
Did you?
top 3.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And I'm married with 2 kids.
I think, this is being recorded, right?
I know. Yeah.
But one of them they'll mention is probably the accident that they had, however old they were, where they had a permanent injury that just completely, changed the course of their life. And so what I tell my staff is, that's the responsibility that we take on when we take on a case, is helping somebody through what's probably one of the top 5 most influential events in their life.
Yeah.
And I don't take that lightly at all. So,
And there's such a risk of people getting addicted to opioids. There's a risk of issues down the road.
Yep.
There's probably the risk of them not knowing, like being depressed or not knowing what's going to happen if they don't have somebody helping them.
Yeah, I mean, people, that's the other thing I talk with my staff about sometimes is we kind of deal with people at a real low point. And so we got to give them a lot of grace.
Right.
I mean, they're going to be frustrated. I tell them in our initial meeting, like, I don't probably want to get too deep into this, but there's a lot of lawyers out there whose advertising makes this sound like it's easy. Like you're just like going to the ATM and pressing in a couple buttons. It's quick, he got me my money so fast. And the paid actor on the commercials all smiling and all this. I'm like, first of all, that's not the type of people that I want to represent. Second of all, regardless of what the end result of your case is, if you could go back and rewind time and have it never happen, you would.
For sure.
And so, we deal with people when they're, out of work, they're missing paychecks, and, a huge percentage of our population really is living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And so if they're out of work, they're worrying about getting evicted or having their mortgage foreclosed on, all that kind of stuff. So, those are things that keep me up at night, right?
Right.
But I love telling people in that initial meeting, like, I'm going to handle all that side of it. You don't worry about it.
Right.
I get paid pretty well, and what I'm getting paid for is making your problems my problems. And so I just need you to go to your appointments. I need you to be honest with your doctors. I need you to, see like you were talking about off air before, this is your shot to get this taken care of. So like you're talking about, you're not dealing with this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years down the road, because when I end a case, I'm done with it. I'm moving on to the next case, but my client's got to live with that potentially for the rest of their lives. So we want to make sure we overturn every stone we can in terms of finding insurance coverage, liable parties, things like that, and get them to the best doctors we can so that they can, at the end, come out as good as they possibly can out of what's probably one of the worst situations that they're going to face in their life.
Yeah. Not only are we the hottest podcast, we're the hottest chiropractors going too. Just so everybody hears that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on that publicly. Y'all both have great. Y'all do both have great teeth.
Yeah,
I will say that. I don't know.
Yep. Thank you.
I don't know if y'all do videos, but
Hockey teeth.
But you
Well, we got hockey teeth guy. He had to.
Yeah, I had some tooth issues because I'm from Canada. Got my teeth knocked
yeah,
out.
y'all are both from up north, right?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, if you just get them knocked out and put some fake ones in,
Then they're perfect.
compliments like crazy.
They're perfect. So I don't know where that comment came from, but you were just
Oh yeah, it just popped
just
in my head.
self promotion.
Yeah, I want to get it out there.
Well, I'm a
Just
person.
self promotion. Just calls it like it is.
I'm a personal injury lawyer, so we're known for self promoting.
That's
So
right.
I mean, good job.
just awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking though too? There's a lot of misinformation about, like, I always think, why wouldn't you use a lawyer? You get in an accident as a consumer. It almost, I think we've talked to people where they're like, I don't want to sue Betty that it was an accident. And it's like, you're not really suing Betty. You're suing her insurance that she's already paid a shitload of money to.
Right.
And you deserve it because of that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I mean,
And navigating all
we're
that.
in the Bible Belt, right? I mean, it's a very conservative, tends to be very
Yes.
conservative area. So I run into that a lot, and quite frankly, I mean, that's the type of people that I want to represent. I don't want to represent sue happy people. I mean,
Right.
If I usually ask people in intake, like, have you ever hired a personal injury lawyer before? And if they say 5 times, that's a little bit of a red flag, right? But more often than not, the answer is no, I never have. And I get a lot of that. I mean, I'll have friends call me or you know, with an accident, and they're like, you know, we just want a little bit of advice. We're just gonna try to handle this ourselves. But you know, the fact of the matter is insurance companies they love collecting premiums. They
don't care. Yeah.
They don't want to pay any. You know, they don't want to pay any claims, and if they got to pay a claim, they want to pay as little as possible. And so, a lot of times, those same people that call me are like, "No, we don't want to come in. We don't want to sign up. We don't want to do all this. We're just going to handle it ourselves." A lot of times, you know, 2-3 months down the road, they're not getting phone calls returned. They're not getting the promises that were made to them by the insurance companies initially are not being made good on. And so they're like, I know we talked to you about this a couple months ago, but we need to come in and talk.
Yep.
And the insurance company wants to get them to say something that ruins their case.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. You know, that's
absolutely.
the scary. It's like, now knowing what I know, it's like, I'm not talking to anybody but my lawyer,
Right.
and they'll handle all the ins and outs of.
Yeah. And when I get that phone call, I mean, that's one of the first things I say is do not give any recorded statements. They'll tell you they got to have a recorded statement. They don't. If it's your insurance company, you do have to cooperate in their investigation. You can't refuse to talk to them, because if you do, obviously in your policy it says if you refuse to cooperate in our investigation, we can pull coverage and say, sorry, we're not going to cover it because you didn't cooperate. But they don't have to have a recorded statement. The only reason they want a recorded statement is exactly what you were just saying, is they want you to say the wrong thing.
Yes.
And it can even be as simple as, hey, Mr. Smith, how you doing this morning? Oh, I'm fine.
Right.
I mean, and then they've got that in recorded, you know, and it's like, so 3 months later, when you've been going to the chiro for 3 months, and now you've got $10,000 in medical bills, or you've gotten referred to the ortho or neuro or whatever, and you realize you're not fine. They're like, well, you told us you were fine on July 6th of 2026, and now it's September, and you're saying you're not fine. You know, you're the liar, right?
Yeah.
So I tell people, like, either A, you don't really know whether you're fine or not, because the accident just happened, and they try to get that statement as quickly as they can, or B, you're just saying the wrong thing without even realizing.
Yes,
Because we're all nice, polite Southern people. If somebody says, how you doing? If you're having the worst day of your life, you're still going to be like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Which just means I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you put that on a transcript, it's, how you doing? I'm fine. That's how it
Right.
reads. And they love that.
Yeah.
So
scummy.
So when those people call me and they're like, we really don't think we want to get you involved yet or not, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, let me tell you a couple things.
Right.
Don't give any recorded statements. Don't post about this on social media. You're going to say, thank Lord Jesus, I'm okay with this horrible crushed up car. And I literally say this word for word. I was like, yes, thank the Lord Jesus that you're not dead. But it's only been 24 hours since the accident. You don't know yet if you're okay or not. You know you got all these bumps and bruises. You know you're not dead. You know you're not laying in the hospital. But 2 weeks from now, you might still be hurting, and you're not okay.
Yeah. With some of the X-ray analysis stuff that we get into, and it made sense too with like a car. If you go to the wrong mechanic to even get things looked at, the impact might not seem as bad. Similarly to the body, if you go to the wrong chiropractor or wrong doctor and they're not looking at like structure of the spine, there's research articles where it's like if you get it's like 6 miles an hour, like which is like nothing, like a tap.
Right.
But depending on the position of your body and were you reaching for this or were you looking at your mirror, did you tense up?
Or was it an 80,000-pound tractor trailer?
That just
That you can go back to our days of me getting C's in physics in high school. I do remember momentum calculations, and if that tractor trailer weighs 80,000 pounds, if it's going 5 miles an hour, all that momentum is being channeled through your body.
And just those like subtle measurements, and because we had a friend recently get in a car accident, and I keep telling him he was an idiot. He was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to do anything." I'm like, "Dude, I can't." He has an Android too. Do you have an Android phone?
No.
Okay, you
No,
seem
I'm
normal.
I'm not
You seem normal,
I'm
so
not
I
a
figured
green.
I'd-
I'm not a green guy. Who's the green person in this
Not
room?
in, no, we don't even
Nobody-
allow it in our
no,
clinic anymore.
no.
As far as like working,
My
with
daughter
us.
just got engaged, and
Not to
luckily
a droid.
he was a droid guy,
Oh,
and he's
boy.
going to listen to this too, Jeffrey. And he, luckily, he made the wise decision. He switched to
switching?
iPhone
Okay,
about a
yeah.
year
I
ago.
feel better about
I
that.
think he kind of saw the writing on the wall that I just wasn't going to allow it.
Dude, you would be terrifying asking you to take your daughter out.
Yes,
Well, you can get him on a podcast and
especially
ask him about
shooting
that.
you a text. The green button. Hey, can I take out your daughter tonight?
Like I would send this video, but it's fuzzy because of Jeffrey. You know?
Every time. Yeah.
Yes.
My father is the one in our family.
Does he?
He
Yeah.
refuses to.
Yeah.
So we have like 2 separate text threads. You know, we have, and actually I named
him so it's
I named the one with the iPhones Reynolds Clear Video. So that when I'm gonna send a video, or my brothers are gonna send a video of their, their son playing t-ball, don't send it to Reynolds, because it's gonna be grainy and stupid.
Yes.
Send it to Reynolds Clear Video.
Yep.
I don't know how we just got on that.
I want to know about this. I want to know about like him texting you, asking you for his. Or wait, did he ask you for your daughter's hand?
And he was smart enough to do that in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you got it.
Did he? How did he tee it
He
up?
must have been pretty confident too, because I live on a bunch of land, and if I needed to make him disappear,
Yeah.
He's
Oh
gone.
yeah.
I mean, there's ways.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen Yellowstone, right? I mean, we just
Oh, yeah.
drop him off at the train station or whatever they say. No, he talked to me in person. I think he had made the proactive step of going ahead and switching to iPhone at that point.
Smart.
And he's a good kid, so that was really his only.
That helps.
That was really his only negative at that point. I'm sure I'll find something else, but
Yeah.
That's what I've got.
Those are
2
warning
daughters.
signs.
Well, I've got 2 daughters, and I know that they're gonna have their boyfriends or fiancés are gonna have to ask me.
yes,
And I just go back and forth on how hard to be on them.
yeah,
Because I was so nervous when I asked.
right.
But
Especially Randy wears fishnet around his house too. So like, ask a guy wearing fishnet.
Wait, what? Hold on.
that's
I didn't know
not
this
true.
was that kind of
No,
podcast.
I've only worn fishnets once.
Tell me,
And-
it was either part of a ill-advised Halloween costume,
wa-
or you lost a bet.
No, it was for Tom's bachelor party.
And
actually,
unfortunately, I got inside of the
yeah,
fishnet.
I
at
caught
one
him.
point.
I was
Yeah,
like,
he
went
was catching.
fishing.
Is there video evidence of this?
You know what? It's old enough that I feel like there was photos.
There's
and
like
such, but
grainy photos, maybe.
It was
somewhere.
old enough to thank goodness.
Looks like you sent it through an Android.
Yes,
Yes.
like a flip
Early
phone.
phones.
So
Yeah.
how old are y'all?
42.
I'm 41.
Yeah, so I'm 46. So luckily, most of our
We missed-
dumber stuff,
yes.
right?
It
Yeah,
was just coming. Yeah. I had the Razor flip phone until I was.
right.
God, I don't even know when I got
You had
an
a
iPhone.
Razor. You were like rich. I had a Nokia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom was loaded.
I
growing
was
up.
loaded.
Yeah. I had the Nokia.
Did it fit in the belt loop? Did you have or the pocket?
I don't
of
think
the
I ever
jeans?
had a holster.
You didn't have a holster?
No,
I had
no.
a holster.
I never had a beeper either. I actually missed
Yeah,
that.
I didn't get
I
the-
missed that. I was too old for that. But then,
Yes.
and then I didn't. But I was in the age where you didn't get your first. I think I got my first cell phone when I was a senior in college,
Yeah.
2000.
Oh, wow.
2 or 1 or something.
That sounds right. That's where I got mine.
My wife
too.
had
I think
like
I got mine in
bag
middle school.
phone, in her car. I remember.
I had a car
what phone?
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a car phone.
Oh,
It didn't work. It didn't work, but I had a car that
I don't think I know what.
Just
was literally in the thing. You'd like,
appearance purposes
Oh.
only.
yeah.
Like, we've got a phone. It
missed
doesn't
that.
We have a
work.
phone. It's cool, but it doesn't work.
They didn't have those in Canada. We were like 5 years behind, maybe.
Yeah, it's all blank stares on this side. of
Yeah,
it.
I didn't know anything about a car phone.
Canada. So yeah, where I was talking to the droid guy, he was just an idiot. I was like, dude, just because you kind of feel good right now, get checked out.
Right.
And he actually had like a bad accident. He finally ended up doing it. Like he's doing an auto case now.
Well, that's
was-
that's the other thing I tell people when they call me like that. I'm like, go get checked out.
You just-
Like, well, I mean, I'm kind of sore, but I don't really want to go. I'm like, even if you go to our urgent care, like, create a record that you were in an accident and you've got pain.
Something.
If it goes away in a week, if it goes away in 2 weeks, fine.
No loss.
You know, and that's how
Even
like,
better, yeah.
I'm not the type of attorney that's gonna turn something into it's not. You know, it's the truth. Is,
Right.
The truth is the truth, and so I tell them, I'm like, if you're not better, if God doesn't, heal you, and if it's just strained
Yes.
sprains, you're probably gonna be okay in a couple weeks. But if you're not, you need to get to somebody.
Right.
Give me a call. I can help you find somebody good. Because if you're not just kind of naturally healed in a few weeks, there's something more going on there. Hopefully, it's something that can be resolved with a couple months of chiro or PT. I don't want to say PT in front of the chiro guys. But if not, then we know you need to get to a specialist. You need to get an MRI and all that kind of stuff. And so, but it's weird. I mean, I tell clients, I wish I had MRI eyes and I could see, because when somebody first, of course, there are some telltale signs, right?
Yeah.
Well, my right arm's tingling. Okay. At best case scenario, that's swelling that's pushing on nerves. But I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but very often, I know. Or, I got pain. I got radiculopathy. They won't say radiculopathy, but I got pain shooting down my legs, or my right leg feels kind of weak or something. I mean, those are telltale signs, and I'm honest with them about that. I'm like, yeah, there might be something. If you got a disc injury, it really could be there. So let's get you kind of that initial layer of treatment, the chiro. See if it resolves. I hope it does. But if it doesn't, then they're going to want to refer you for MRI and to a neuro or an ortho, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
But a lot of times those are the same people who are like, I'm just kind of sore.
Right.
And then you start asking some questions in the intake, and you're like, you're okay. You're just kind of sore, but your right leg, your right foot's numb. Like, that's not
Every time, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been doing it for 20 years. I mean, I've seen it. And so, and I'm honest with my clients. I'm like, look, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you. I mean, I've had people come in telling me all the time, my fingers are tingling, and it seems like a very high percentage of the time there's some sort of disc issue going on in there. Maybe it's just swelling and it'll resolve after a couple of weeks, but most times it doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Now, do you go suit and tie every day? Like, are you
not tie.
not tie?
Now
but
my
suit?
law partner Steven Samuels does.
Big tie guy.
He's and we're kind of a dinosaur in that regard. There's a lot of lawyers out there wearing,
Sneakers now.
yeah. It's kind of our brand. Everybody's got their brand. I mean, y'all got your brand. Y'all's brand is good
Sexy.
good teeth.
Yeah.
Good teeth.
Good teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking billboard for some dentist, some cosmetic dentist around here somewhere. Are we going to read in his
No, we
brought
don't. We have
to
a
you
custom
by-
home builder. That's it.
Well, y'all need to get
We need
that.
a dentist.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
you get-
Why don't we
I
have
mean, you
that? We
got
gotta
it.
get
You
a
like poster
dentist.
children for it. Brought to you by.
Yep.
But it's kind of our a little bit of our branding. We dress like lawyers. We want our clients to see us dressing like lawyers. And so the first firm I went to after I switched from defense, I was with another firm for about 3 years, and so I was wearing suit and tie every day for the first 10 years of my practice. And when I went over to them, they were more the kind of jeans and, a dress shirt or whatever. And my children and my wife, they were like looking at me like,
I didn't like it.
yeah, it was like weird.
I could see that.
So then when I started practicing with Steven in 2018, he's a suit and tie guy, and so I had to pull the suits back out, buy some new suits and all that. And my family was much more comfortable with that. They're like, okay, now you look like you're a lawyer again, and different strokes for different folks. So I don't want to be too hard on. Now I will say this. I mean, there's a lot of lawyers out there, mainly from the defense side these days, that are showing up to like take depositions and stuff in like polo shirts or
Really?
worse. And I do feel like when you're doing a deposition is a court proceeding, right?
Yeah.
I do feel like when you're handling a court proceeding for a client, you need to, it shows a certain level of respect for the client. It shows a certain level of respect for the court, the profession in general. So I don't love seeing that. But, guys that are in the office on Tuesdays wearing jeans, I mean, that's
If you're not seeing people.
yeah. So
Yeah, I think I feel like I want my lawyer looking good.
we hear that a lot. We get a lot of good feedback on that.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say that because now maybe a bunch of lawyers, not that they care what Jason Reynolds says, but yeah, I mean, I do like going into court and my client's over there. You're like, yeah, that's my lawyer. Look at my lawyer.
Yep.
He looked good. I do like that.
Your wife's got to just throw herself at you, right?
Occasionally, if I'm lucky.
That's great.
So yeah, it's but we, like y'all probably do too. We pay a lot of attention to our branding, and we just we want to set ourselves apart, and that's kind of part of it. We do advertise, but we do it in a very classy way that we actually get a lot of compliments on from judges and other lawyers and stuff like that. And I mean, everybody knows the personal injury lawyer advertising that gets on everybody's nerves. And so I mean, we do have commercials, we do have billboards, we do have radio commercials, but I think when you hear ours compared to some other people, they're very different because we're, like I said, we're looking for good people that are in bad accidents, that are really hurt. And we're not looking for every fender bender out there, see how much money you can grab me type. That's not. If I get those red flags in the intake meeting, I'm saying there's a lot of lawyers, I could throw a baseball to, lawyers that you can go talk to, and I'll refer them to some people or whatever.
Yeah.
But so we want to dress nicely. We want to advertise in a certain way.
Yeah, it just feels like you're not missing anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I think if they look sloppy, it's like, well, how do my papers look?
Well,
that
yeah.
you're
I
reading
mean, I
it,
think
you
there's
know?
a certain level of respect for your client and for the process that I do think, even if it's not consciously, it's maybe subconsciously
for sure
that they kind of catch on to. So.
Even if it's 106 degrees and 100% humidity.
Yeah, well, it's South Carolina. Get used to that. Y'all aren't used to that.
Yeah, you grew up here.
How far north in Canada were you?
So I grew up in Red Deer, Alberta, which is 6 hours north of Montana.
Okay.
And then
It's amazing how big Canada is.
Massive.
Like U.S., like Southerners are known for like not being the greatest on like geography.
Yep, that would be true.
Especially Canadian geography. So when you say Alberta, I'm like, okay, I don't know where.
You're like, is that a
is.
country?
So then when you say north of Montana, I'm like, okay,
Then you
now
know.
I've got.
Yep.
Montana's one of those fuzzy states out west. Midwest-ish, west.
So then after chiropractic school in Iowa, we practiced for 8 years in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Oh.
Which is another one that you probably wouldn't have heard of.
Well, they got a hockey team.
They do have a hockey team. Yep.
And it's
Winnipeg
like,
Jets.
isn't it like the coldest?
It's the coldest city in the world, over 500,000 people,
That's
Wild.
something to hang your hat on.
and it was so cold.
So I remember I went to Montreal one time, and they had like the underground tunnels that people use like in the winter just to like get around town. Did y'all have like that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, like if you went to a Winnipeg Jets game, you could get from there all the
Right.
way around downtown without going outside once.
Right, and they have to have it's like
that's
your
nice.
moles or something living up there.
And it's dark all the
creeping around
time.
underground.
That is the hardest part in the winter. It gets light so late in the morning, and then by 3:30 or
So-
4, it's dark.
Help me here. What's the good part?
No reason.
Good part is
Because there's like a bunch of mosquitoes in the summer, right?
The government's
yeah.
out of
Yeah,
control.
I've seen like
Yeah.
videos of like mosquitoes in like Canada in the summer.
if
They're
you
like,
love really high taxes, then it's a great place to live.
okay, I'm still missing the positive here. The women great looking.
There is something. Yeah, there is
Okay.
a lot.
Something to the
Yeah,
Canadian
there is
women.
definitely
Okay.
something
All
about
right.
that.
All right, so that's in the pro column.
I would say that's a pro.
It's only one in the pro column.
Yeah, and even like I used to say hockey, and then this year the U.S. beat Canada in the tournament, and that was rough on everyone.
Yeah.
That was great.
Not sorry about that. I'm not a big hockey fan, but
But you love the U.S.
Yeah.
You love the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm
I'll born in
watch,
Columbia, South Carolina.
I'm not a big soccer guy, but I will watch the game tonight. There's something about like the World Cup, the Olympics.
Yep.
Stanley
Like I'm not
Cup.
a big NBA guy, but like I'll watch the NBA finals
yeah.
because like when stuff really matters. Like I don't know if y'all saw that Mexico-England game last night.
That was unbelievable.
I actually watched a good bit of that, and
Yeah.
probably the most soccer I've watched in years, all total. But I mean, those guys cared so much.
Yeah.
I mean, England ends up like red card down a player,
Yes.
and they've got to play for like 30, 40 minutes down a player, and they're able to like gut it out.
Probably one of the best games I've seen ever.
It's cool to see
was a great game.
when elite athletes, because this day and age with the NBA and a lot of the pro sports, you got guys taking days off, you got all this kind of stuff. But it's fun to watch, no matter the sport. I mean, it can be, some Olympic sport I've never even hardly heard of, but like
Table tennis.
Yeah, I mean, when you got the elite guys that really care and they're
Polo.
really going all out, right? Polo just looks like water polo.
Well, water polo. Isn't there another type of polo on
Yeah,
a
on a
horse?
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But water polo just seems like a really great way to die.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna tread water. And the pool's like, I mean, it's okay if it's like 5 feet deep, but it's like
Yeah.
15 feet deep.
They should make a version where it's shallow.
And
I
you
think
just
I'd-
stand there.
Yeah. Well, you can run. No, you can like walk on it. Like they're treading water. And swim
yeah.
the
It's
whole time.
crazy.
That
and
is
they're
nuts.
like grabbing each other and pulling
Yes.
each other under and stuff. I mean,
Oh, the weird
I'd had
stuff
the
that Randy would
shortest
do
water
underwater.
polo career.
You get
No.
a couple guys in Speedos and Randy underwater. Luckily, there's
They're
cameras.
like he's been holding his breath for 10 minutes.
You'd love a good water polo.
It's like,
I don't soccer. I just have
Officially
to
off the
always
rails.
say that soccer irritates me that they just fall down and pretend they're
It's a
injured.
part of the thing.
If they would quit doing that, it would be so much
Yes.
cooler of a sport.
Absolutely. In Mexico last night, like the game lasted probably 10 minutes longer than
Yes.
it should because they just whined about every
a
single
lot.
call. And I kept waiting on the referee to just be like, stop.
Yeah.
Yep. Like in
There's
the
a pageantry to it.
in the NHL this year, they started calling embellishment penalties a lot.
Okay.
So if somebody kind of hits you, but
And
it's
you
not enough that you would
flop.
fall down, but you fall down,
Right.
you get a penalty for falling down.
Yeah.
So now guys are actually
They need
how
that-
they should be, where it's like
need that
you
in the NBA
try
too.
not to fall down.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I got to teach soccer some things.
There's
I got to toughen them up a little.
No, there's like an art to it. See, like so we got the guy for us that got a red card. I can't think of his name. It starts
Who's
with a
us?
B.
England?
No, this is for US.
U.S.
Well, it got overturned, so
Yeah,
he's
right,
back on.
right.
But during that, because of how the guy who falls and just holds an ankle and the whole pageantry of the length of time and all that, it gave them enough time to give this guy a red card. So there's advantages to making it look bad. That's why a lot of it is you kind of like then you look around like, oh, it's not going to work. Then you get back up and you run.
It's like the WWE.
It is a little
You're
bit.
like, it's
But
not real, but it's kind of
increases
entertaining.
the penalty against the other team, but they will call flops now. There are times.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, one of the funniest things I thought about last night was like right towards the end, the Mexico guy rolled his ankle. Did y'all see that? Like
Yes.
he rolled it pretty bad, and he goes down, like legit goes down. And because the time was running, like, and it was getting ready to run
slid
out,
off,
they
yeah.
did nothing. Like
Yes.
he's like laying on the ground, and everybody else is just still playing. And like my daughter was sitting there beside me watching. She's like, "That guy's still laying on the ground."
He just had to scoot off the sideline so they could keep going.
Where 10 minutes
Which is how
earlier,
it should be.
Yeah.
where 10 minutes earlier, a guy, lost an eyelash and rolled around and they stopped the
Yes.
game for like 5 minutes. They finally went over there and like just drug him off the side of the field.
Broken leg.
I
or
guess
something.
I guess Mexico subbed the guy in. I don't even know, but anyway,
Yeah, no.
You like football, though. You're a football guy.
American football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Football Americano.
What position did you play?
Well, I played in high school. I don't know if you noticed when I walked in, but I'm only about 5'9", and there's not a huge market for 5'9" linebackers.
in the NFL.
So I mean, I wasn't bad, but if I'd have been 5'11" or 6 feet, I probably could have played somewhere in college. But nobody's interested in a 5'9" linebacker from Hammond. They're literally a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
They're going to end up being great accountants or lawyers or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So my main sport in high school was baseball. I did walk on at the Citadel and played for a very short amount of time before I realized I needed to study more to go to law school because I wasn't gonna be the major leaguer that I thought I was gonna be. But yeah, I coach football. My father is a Baptist preacher. My mother was a school teacher and a basketball coach. She played at Carolina back in the 70s.
Wow.
And then I've got a brother who's the head football coach at Pickens High School up in the upstate, and then a brother that's the head basketball coach at Wando in Charleston. So coaching's just kind of in my blood. We've all been, coaches. And my father's actually a referee, high school referee now. So he can't get out of it either. And so sports is just, it's always been a huge part of our lives. So, I coach a little football over at Ben Lippen where my children go to school.
Falcon, baby.
Before my brother moved up to the upstate, he and I coached together over at Westwood, right down the road from here. And then we both went over to Ben Lippen before he ended up going up to the upstate. I coach linebackers, inside linebackers on the varsity, and actually this year I'm going to be the JV head coach. So
really sweet.
Pray for me.
Wow. Seriously. Well, and it's
add
changed
another-
a little bit since you were growing up, right? Like,
there's
a lot more safety, which I do appreciate.
Yes.
Loves.
Yes. And the old school guys. Well, there's a reason that guys our age can't move their necks.
And are mumbling.
right, or drooling when they eat soup, So it's our kids wear the Guardian caps in practice to try to cut down on head injuries, and the way we've taught tackling is just. I first started coaching in 2015. And the way we've taught tackling just over the last 10, 11 years has changed.
Yeah.
Used to coach, ball carriers, say the ball carrier's coming down the sideline, you want to get your head in front. Mm-hmm. Well, not anymore. You don't want your head in front. You want your head behind. So we don't coach that anymore. We try to keep the head out of it as much as we possibly can to keep these kids as safe as we possibly can. And we practice differently. Back when I was coming up, we had two-a-days. Two-a-days don't really exist anymore because, the more fatigue you've got, the more likelihood of injury you've got. You got heat stuff. We used to practice. We didn't even bother looking at the temperature on the old weather channel at channel 32 on the cable or whatever because it didn't matter. But now you got the heat bulb indexes and all that. So the way we practice has changed. The way we teach. Informed tackling has changed to try to keep the head out of it, more of like a rugby style tackle. Trying to keep kids as safe as we can. Some injuries are inevitable in any sport.
Yeah.
We're talking about soccer. Like soccer, I think's got the highest incident of concussions, which is amazing, but apparently true. Some degree of injury is inevitable, but especially with kids that age, they're growing, brains are still developing. At Ben Lippen, I know a lot of probably every other school does. If they don't, they should. We try to, design our practices with as little full contact as possible to still have them ready for Friday nights and Thursday nights, but, and they wear the Guardian caps and things like that.
Mouth guards probably. Is that a thing?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
I remember mouth guards in hockey came in probably when I was in my early teens, and it was so irritating to wear it. But now as I'm getting older, looking back, I'm like, man, I'm kind of glad that I had that.
But you didn't wear it, which is why you have fake teeth.
So many problems. Well, that was a visor issue.
They look really good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
There was one game when I was 21 where I got hit in the face with a mouth or hit in the mouth with a puck.
Ooh.
And it cut my whole lip open. Went, got stitches, put it in my lip, came back, and 5 minutes later, a puck was fluttering in front of me. The guy swings to hit it with his stick, and bam, right in my mouth. Pulled my mouth guard out, and my teeth were just crumpled up inside my mouth guard.
This was all in the same game?
Same game. Like, I had enough time between.
So when did you announce your retirement? Was that night?
I mean, I kind of liked it. Everybody was like, "Yeah, cool. Like, play the rest of the game and go to a dentist like normal."
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor.
But then when I moved here, when having no tooth was a weird thing to people here.
Oh, he had a flipper that would just fly out sometimes if he laughed too hard. It was
There was one time we were golfing. It was like in the desert, and I laughed so hard, and it flew out. It just landed in the sand.
But now it's like
Yeah, now it's permanent.
implant or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that would be weird. I'm glad. I would have wanted some sort of heads up that might happen.
I would have done it to you by
Like,
surprise.
if his tooth falls out during the podcast, just don't
you just keep going.
do anything. So, yeah.
Hey friends, we all know life is busy. You don't have the time to spend half the day at the dealership. McDaniel's now offers Yes to Go in under 60 minutes. You can even start online from home. When you arrive, your wheels are already in motion. Work your deal your way with paperless digital documents. It's full transparency right from the start with no pressure. A couple of signatures and go.
Yes, that easy.
The quick convenience of Yes to Go. It's more of the McDaniel's difference.
All right, tell us about your girth journey.
Girth journey.
Just muscles, fitness. Have you always been like
I've never
girthy?
heard it referred to as a girth journey.
We want to know your girth program on here
That's a
for those that are tuning in
that's
for
a
health.
loaded question. I mean, it's just, like we talked about before, my family's always been very athletic. My brother played football at the Citadel. Other brother played basketball at the Citadel. I played a little bit of baseball for a very short period of time. My father, in his 30s, started running a bunch, ran a bunch of marathons.
Yep.
My mother's always been a big runner also. So it's just always been part of our...
Just fitness.
Yeah, so when my wife and I got married, well, actually before we got married, and she went like on the first family vacation with us,
Yeah.
I think it was a little
She
slice.
saw a lot of meat.
Little slice of hell. Like, she's like, because when we go to the beach and like we'll wake up, go work out, go to the beach, play bocce or frisbee or throw baseball on the beach, then we'll go back and work out again. My brothers and I we still take weights and stuff, but I mean, we've even gone so far as taking like barbells and bumpers and everything. We're out there doing like power cleans in the driveway of the beach house. Her family though, conversely, they wake up, make like a big breakfast, go take a nap, go out on the beach for a couple hours, come back in, take a nap. So the first time I went to the beach with them, I about went crazy. Like, I'm going to work out. I'm going to the driving range by myself, like whatever. So anyway, it's just always been a big part of what we've done, and doing a lot of brother workouts and things like that. And but I did a lot of running when I was more like in my early 30s. And then one day over at Harbison Forest, I was running a trail race over there, and I don't know what I stepped in. I stepped in a hole or on a root or something and just like obliterated my left ankle.
Oh, no.
And ended up like 6 months later finally going to the doctor. I thought it was just a really bad sprain. So I was like one of my
Classic.
dumb clients, that just assumes they're going to get better even though they got horrible injury. So I finally went to the MRI, and I had an MRI, and the doctor's like this ankle looks like you were in like a massive car accident. He's like, you've torn all the ligaments on both sides of your ankle. So I had it reconstructed, and I never really loved running. I just did it to stay in shape.
Yeah.
So when he told me that I probably shouldn't do distance running anymore, I was not exactly heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because now I had a built-in excuse. But I don't know. I probably weighed 170, maybe 180 pounds then.
Yeah.
So after that, I kind of got in the weight room more and put on some muscle. So
What are you weighing in at now?
about 206.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Lean baby.
So, but I'm only like 5'9.5". It's one reason I wear these boots, so I can get up to like 5'11".
I like that
inches.
too.
Yeah.
Nice.
My girth journey.
Your girth journey.
It's
Everybody
just
now knows it.
3 workouts
Started.
a day. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
no, I'm
even
not
on holidays.
I do have to get smarter though, because I'm not 26 or even 36 anymore.
Yeah.
Got a little issue in my low back, so not doing a whole lot of power cleans or heavy squats anymore. Kind of more high
rep.
High rep. Every once in a while, I'll get squirrely and throw a bunch of weight on the bench or something just to see if I can do it.
Just to show the family
do
who's
that.
boss.
Well, yeah, you gotta send a video
Send
to
a
the
video.
to my daughter's fiance.
That's true. Just a shirtless
another
photo
workout
bench
video.
pressing on
That's
the
what you should
beach.
do.
Yeah.
Weekly workout videos.
Don't forget, bro.
Still moving weights.
Don't forget.
That's actually a good idea.
It's a
You
great
sent
idea.
a shirtless video of you working out to
To your son-in-law every week.
Yeah, still got it. I was like, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Yep.
Yeah. When in doubt, quote Toby Keith.
Yes.
You know.
And sometimes you just gotta show a shirtless picture to your son-in-law.
Yeah. There's a,
If my father-in-law
And it
sent
might
me a
be
shirtless
uncomfortable
picture, I
first,
don't know
but you
what I
just-
would do.
yeah, you just
Like
gotta get your,
he's sitting in a random like Tuesday meeting and his phone dings
my
and it's down.
father.
Oh, it's just my father-in-law.
Just
It's
a
a
full video. 104, 105.
By the way, this is how much you weigh.
That's right.
And I've
Over
done it
and over again.
104 times.
Let's do our Gallup design build segment.
Okay.
yeah, buddy.
So RB Gallup sponsored the podcast. He builds custom homes for all the most successful families in the Midlands. He's got multiple previous guests who he built their houses for, which we didn't even plan. And we even have a friend who might build with him as well. So we're seeing firsthand lots of people using their company. I already know which one you would be into.
Well, he's a suit, but
Well,
he's
first
a
of
Well,
all-
actually, the farmer and the suit guy, this is a tough one.
Yeah. Well, first of all,
why are they different
he,
sizes?
he also has great teeth. So
Yeah.
that's apparently a prereq.
Yeah, shout out RB.
Second of all, I have seen their Instagram account. They do some really cool builds
Great
and stuff.
stuff,
I have
yeah.
seen that. It really is nice stuff. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to pull one of these things
yeah.
up?
Well, no,
First, which one of these would you date if you had to? Suit guy or
Is this
tank
coming from your fishnet days?
We gotta find the fishnet photo. Who would you trust to build your house? Suit guy or tank top guy?
Actually build it or like coordinate
That's
the
a good.
whole
See, that's always the dilemma.
because if we're talking about coordinating the whole project, I'm gonna go with suit guy.
yeah,
But if we're talking about actually hanging
in there.
drywall and stuff, then we gotta
that's right.
go with
biceps.
It's a good lawyer answer.
and
And
the,
good
the
tattoos.
tattoos are
Good tats.
questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. We told him he didn't have to get those on his real body, but he wanted them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And he's got
They
his
weren't
well,
We said
does he
they're
have a
permanent.
herniated L45 down there at the bottom?
Yeah, probably.
So I don't
Little
know.
Blowout.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be able to finish the job.
RP, I just love that we
Don't
told
ask.
you.
Don't do this with a lawyer. We can ask all kind of questions. All right.
All right, so here's the question. So pick one of these out of there.
And there's some spicy ones in there, and then
Okay.
there's some regulars. We don't,
praying for not a spicy one.
and I don't even know what the spicy ones are. Is it?
I got a spicy one.
Yes.
Luckily, it's like literally a yes or no question.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So,
But you might have to elaborate.
Yeah, we're going to ask you more.
Yeah, we'll probably. There's follow-ups.
All right. Do you find it weird that Randy only eats hot dogs for their shape? Hopefully, there's not any.
Kennedy put that one in there for sure. I'm furious at
Only for
Kennedy
their
for that
shape,
one.
Randall.
Hopefully, this is as spicy as they get.
Yeah, that is. Well, I didn't even know that was in there, obviously.
I think you put it in there.
I might. And I
Why
put
did
it
you
up on the
put that in
top.
there?
It's not a bad. Think about it though. Like
I'd rather
Do you
not.
choose your
Okay.
food ever on shapes? Because he loves cylindrical shaped foods.
the difference between like a ham sandwich and a hot dog is literally its shape, or just like a bologna
Bologna.
sandwich.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. So Randy likes phallic
Yes.
foods.
Yeah.
Bananas.
No, I won't eat a banana. No, they're
won't.
doing that because I won't even eat a banana like the normal way.
So wait,
breaks a
so
banana.
let's break this down.
Yeah.
and I won't drink from a straw either.
Yeah.
Correct. That's
Guys should not drink from a
no,
straw.
absolutely not.
Ever.
My family, a while back, I was actually using a straw for some reason. I can't remember why. And my daughters were like,
What are you doing?
"That's the first time I've ever seen Daddy use a
Oh,
straw."
I love a straw.
And I can't remember why. So
And sometimes like I'll see guys like they're doing something else and it's like hitting them in the face a little bit.
When it misses.
Yeah,
well,
when
that's
it
when they're
misses.
drunk.
Yeah.
No, that's just normal.
So it's all about caloric intake for you, and you find it to be easier when it's cylindrical.
Yeah. He can just deep throw. He can just slow
Gotta hit
right
my
back.
gotta hit my
It
macros.
just slides down easy.
All right, y'all. First of all, remember I said I think my mother's gonna listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Okay.
I don't know why you do.
So I
that,
found
but
out this
stress.
most
weekend-
people, don't base their food choices on shape.
Well,
like
it
Randy.
may be it's an efficiency thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's also
The
a good
ham
point.
sandwich is just too much work.
A lot of chewing.
It's easier. You can focus on other things.
Yeah.
It's easier
I mean, it's not really a real question because
to get in. I mean, it is a real question.
Yeah, I know, but well, here's the 83 hot dogs is the most that anyone's eaten. Apparently, I found that out this
Joey
weekend.
Chestnut.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's
You
like
knew
the
that?
world
He's
re-
the king.
Dude, he's
of
like,
that.
Oh, you guys knew.
I've
all
never
about
actually
that?
watched it because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
But I do know that
every
he's,
4th of July. It's a
They're
big deal.
dousing it in water and just
yeah.
hammering.
So
hot
was it
dogs.
86 was the high?
This year he only got like 66.
Right. That's what I
but
noticed
yeah.
that yesterday. So, I mean, is he
83 is the record.
His
But it was like not during a.
sanctioned event?
I think it was, but it wasn't the like actual Nathan's one.
So he's on the down. He's
Yeah.
on the downside.
Yes.
He's ripe for the picking.
Yes.
Yeah, eating that many hot dogs is a young man sport. Apparently,
Yeah.
Where are we going?
too
with
many.
this here?
All right, should we do it? Let's do a real question.
Well, we don't know if they're going to be real.
All right, grab one and see if it's a real.
Another one? Another Gallup design question? Like I said,
What would Arby wants to know about the shape of your food, though?
these are
All right, grab a different one
Grab
then
it.
if that one's not good.
Well, just for the listeners, the one I just picked is: do you think men should eat soup?
Oh, actually, that's a good one.
If so, how? Okay,
I like that one.
who's doing these questions? All right, I'm not a soup guy.
Wow.
I am not a soup guy.
I think I agree with that.
Is
I
there?
mean, if I come home and I find out we're having soup for dinner,
What do you do?
I really try hard to put on a good face, but to me, soup's like an appetizer or something. Like if
Yeah.
I'm in a
Or a
steak,
like
if I'm
a
in a
drink.
steakhouse, like a nice French onion soup, like as a starter, that's
Yeah.
good. But that's not. But then you're gonna get a steak.
Yeah.
But a soup is like
Yeah.
all it is, and my wife's gonna be laughing when she hears this because she knows how I feel about soup.
Or if you don't feel very good, maybe some soup.
Like you're spooning it in? Like that.
Well, you gotta. I mean,
how do you
is
do
this
it?
back to the straw thing?
That's the question.
If the soup is loose enough that you can
Loose
eat it,
soup,
that
yeah.
you can eat it with a straw, that's even worse. I mean, that's
Too
just
thin.
like broth.
Yeah, you need chunk in there.
Like if I'm eating broth, it's because I just had like my intestine removed or
Right.
something. Like
Yeah.
it's
You're in
gonna
the
have to be-
hospital.
yeah, you're about to
Eat-
die.
How about like a chili though? You're getting into there.
You know,
Is chili a soup?
chili. That's a great. That's
a little
that's
too
a
thick.
whole nother
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
I feel like
We might add that to the thing.
You know, is chili a soup? I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you got that. You got other existential questions. You know,
Yeah.
like how did we all get here?
Yes.
Is chili a soup?
Yeah.
I mean, those are like neck and neck. You know,
Chicken or the egg?
what's going to happen after we die? What's heaven look like? I mean, you just don't know the answer to these things. Is chili a soup? You just don't know.
That's- well, we
the
gotta
things-
pivot out of
Those are the
this.
things that keep you up at night. You know, those are the things you wake up at 2 a.m. thinking about. Is chili a soup?
Yeah.
We won't know.
I want to ask you about these treats that your wife sent. Should we shout?
you.
Let's shout
Let's
out.
shout her out.
So
Yes.
she's a forest. I looked her up before. Forest acres to green acres is her
Okay.
like thing,
yeah, you
right?
did a little research.
Yeah, I had to do my recon.
Yeah,
Is her
she-
name Sue?
That's her mother.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, so I'm very glad you picked that up because you mentioned that because she would be mad if I didn't. So because she wanted me to bring this to y'all. Y'all need to have her on your
yeah.
podcast.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So
we're into that.
women-owned business, now based out of Ridgeway. So they had a restaurant called the Happy Cafe on Forest Drive years ago, from like 2000 and I want to say 3-ish to about 2019.
Really?
So her mother is Sue. She opened. It used to be the Happy Bookseller, and then the Happy Bookseller phased out, and they kept the cafe in the same spot.
Okay.
So they had this cafe. They had a huge following in the Forest Acres area, and then they decided to close up, mainly because it was time to sign a new 5-year lease, and Ann's mother is. She was approaching 70 or something like that at the time. I was
Yeah.
like, I just don't know if I want to sign another 5-year lease. So they closed up, and then within a couple of years, they kept having requests for their caramel cakes, which is what they were known. Now at the cafe, they had soups, sandwiches, all this kind of stuff. And so a few years ago, they opened a kitchen in Ridgeway and started making the cakes and the icing again and getting them into stores.
Yeah.
So they're in stores kind of all across South Carolina, kind of like high-end specialty food stores, butcher
Like little
shops.
boutiques. Yeah.
So in Columbia, they're at Kudzu, which
Yep.
is on Forest Drive. And then they're in like some New York butcher shops across the state and some other kind of, food and wine type stores. And so they're talking with a co-packer about getting kind of doing it more mass production, but keeping the quality the same, to maybe get into some chain stores and things like that. So she started that Forest Acres to Green Acres back when we moved. We moved out of Columbia to Ridgeway in 2020, right before COVID. Actually, great place to hide during COVID.
For sure.
Yes.
And then they started the shop about 2 years after that. So they're a up and coming women owned business. They've actually now opened a boutique shop in Ridgeway too, right there on Palmer Street in Ridgeway, where they sell kind of novelty gift type items. They sell the caramel cakes, but they also sell like pre-made casseroles and stuff.
Yeah.
So people will come in and buy nice gifts for people out of their store. Some of the pre-made food, and then
Nice packaging
caramel
too they
cake.
got there.
Yeah. So she listened to like almost all of y'all's podcasts before I got on.
Nice. Ann?
Yeah.
Or Sue?
Ann. Yeah.
Sue's got to be a good big listener.
She's done. So y'all did Alaka Seelig.
Yeah.
I mentioned that earlier. She's a good friend, and kind of a similar story with women-owned bakeries doing great foods with Alaka. God, I'm blanking out on the name of her place. Allie and Eloise.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're old friends too. So I give her a little shout out too.
I think there's so much to be said for locally owned places making food, because they actually care about the ingredients.
Right.
And private equity companies are just buying places up, they fill it full of junk, and then they mass sell it.
Well, and that's been part of their negotiations with like a co-packer, is they don't want to mass produce and have the quality, go way down, because people are going to know. Right.
Well, and even this doesn't have a bunch of dyes and food colorings.
It's all like they do all organic, like clean stuff.
Yeah. It's just not. It's nice to have that around.
And people talk about that stuff. You'll know when you eat it, like it's crack cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, I opened up the mini caramel cupcakes, and next thing I knew, they were all gone.
Yeah. Randy will probably roll them into a cylinder.
Can I eat this through a spoon, a straw?
All right,
Well, I just want to say on there, it says it can be refrigerated for up to 2 weeks and frozen for 2 months.
Right.
Yep.
So that's great.
But you're probably not going to get to that point, I bet.
Well, you want stuff that's not going to last forever.
Right.
Because then it means
it's not a
real
Pop-Tart.
ingredients.
It's not a Pop-Tart. It's not going to be there in 2 years.
Exactly.
So don't stick it in your console of your car. It's not going to last in there.
I'm curious about how your sleep is with all the cases.
Yeah.
Just taking on all these problems and hearing all these things. Like, do you get good sleep, or anything you're doing mental health wise besides moving heavy weights?
That is part of it. I'll come home someday, and I'm not really a morning workout guy. I'm more of an evening workout guy, which can be problematic. But there's some days I come home and I'm just like, all right, I'm beating my head against a wall with these insurance adjusters or defense lawyers or whatever all day. I've got to go slam some weight around to just take the edge off. Got a sauna a few years back that I love in my house. That helps too. Sleep. I do take a little sleep aid to keep me asleep.
Get you down,
because before I did that, I would wake up at 2 a.m. and cases would just start going through.
Yes.
I mean, we talked a little bit about cases, but we try to do. I know a lot of lawyers say this. We try to do more catastrophic and wrongful death type stuff, and like we were just able to resolve a case a few weeks ago for a kid who got shot at an apartment complex in Charleston and paralyzed.
Wow.
and early 30s, and he was his parents had passed when he was young, so he was living with his grandparents, and like they're having to literally change his diapers like every day, and they're getting in like their 80s. So when you take on a case like that, you're like,
Right.
we've got to really make this count, because this kid could literally wake up tomorrow and just say his grandparents just pass away in their sleep, or somebody gets cancer or whatever. I mean, he's literally going to be in the bed with no help.
Yeah. Geez.
So those are the type of things that keep you up at night. And I can't remember if I said it on air or off air, but I tell people when they come in, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All I need you to do is go to your appointments, be honest with yourself, be honest with your doctors. We're going to take care of everything else. We're going to take care of this insurance side. We're going to take care of the investigation. We're going to find every possible bit of coverage that we can find to help us in those two jobs of getting you as well as possible and getting you as much money as we can for having to deal with this interruption in your life, possibly permanently. But that we literally take other people's problems and make them our problems.
Right.
And that can cause a lot of stress.
It's a lot,
So if I didn't take my Unisom at night, I would wake up at about 2 a.m. and the wheels would just start turning. This case, that case. Oh, we need to do that. Oh, we need to do this. So back when I used to do that, I would just open up my phone and send myself a couple of emails that I could look at in the morning just so I could try to go back to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious about being the owner of a law firm like this, because there's partnerships, and I think law firms, as they get bigger, there's junior partner, senior partner, equity partner, managing partner, owning partner.
Right.
Can you just kind of speak to how some of the law firms do it, where they let people, like, what does it take for a young lawyer to work their way up, become an equity partner, like, or what should they be doing? Because let's say they're 24 years old,
Right.
and they want to one day kind of be at this spot.
Right. Well, first of all, there's law firms do it like a gazillion different ways. Yeah. Like what you were talking about with junior partner, senior partner, equity partner. And that's really more of your big firms. Yeah. A lot of times more your defense firms that have 50, 100, 200, 400 lawyers. With plaintiffs firms are generally a lot smaller than that. There's only a couple of plaintiffs firms in South Carolina that are more than 20 lawyers.
Right.
Most are, we've got 4 lawyers. Most are more in that 5 to 10, and then there's of course a lot of single man firms or woman firms and 2 partners and that kind of thing. So as you can imagine, with those different size differences, there really is a myriad of different ways people have their compensation packages structured. On the defense side, it's all about hours billed and hours collected and all this kind of stuff. On the plaintiff side, it's all about moving cases through and generating cases. So to get to your point about what would a young lawyer need to do to set themselves up, well, I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, first of all, obviously work your tail off because taking these people's problems on as your own problems, I mean, creates a lot of work. And there's a lot of things that have to be done through a life of a case to move it through the entire process, whether it's able to be settled pre-suit or whether it's got to go into litigation. I mean, there's still a lot of things that have to be done to reach a favorable outcome for your client.
So like 60 hours, 70 hours, 40 hours. Like what should a 24-year-old lawyer be doing?
Well, one of the best things about plaintiff's work is you don't have to track your hours. So I don't even
You just
really
work
know.
until you're done.
Well, I mean, associates in defense firms are billing 2,000, 2,500, maybe even 3,000 hours a year. So back when I did defense work, I wanted to bill, it's been 10 years, so I'm trying to remember. But I mean, I would have weekly, daily, like I would want to bill 10 hours a day before I went home, which takes more than 10 hours.
Right.
Unless you're not doing it ethically, which is not ethical. But the main thing I was going to say is especially on the plaintiff side, and this is true also on the defense side to an extent. And you and I were talking about kind of 50-50 partnerships and how those can kind of be hard to elbow your way in if you're a younger guy. You got to make the pie bigger. Right?
Yep.
Because if you've got partners and they're used to splitting something 50-50, they're not going to be real interested in splitting it thirds or whatever. anything other than 50-50 unless the pie is bigger.
Yeah.
So you've got to make the pie bigger. So
that's good. That's like you'd rather have 10% of $100 million,
correct,
than 50% of $2 million,
right?
Right, like that.
Well, I went to the
that's just
Citadel,
basic
but I
math.
think that math works. I think it works well. They say plaintiffs lawyers we only know how to divide by 3 and multiply by 0.4. But no, that's what you have to do. And on the defense side, I mean, I think it's true too. I mean, can you develop relationships with adjusters that are going to send you cases so that you can make that pie bigger?
Yep.
And that requires a certain amount of hustle. So you've got to be the type that's a self-starter. No employer, I don't care what you're in, wants employees that you've got to kick in the tail every day to get them going. I mean, you're going to have some of those, but they're never going to be considered for that type of situation. Yep. You've got to have an innate hustle that you're gonna generate business. You're gonna make the relationships. You're gonna follow through. You're gonna be the type of person that when you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. When you say you're gonna be somewhere at 8:30, you're there at 8:30. That when you take on a client's problems, you're gonna treat that very seriously, and you're gonna get good outcomes, obviously, and develop that reputation. In our business and in all businesses, I know reputation is everything. So we at my firm, like I said, we try to do bigger stuff, and we try to maximize the value for our clients. And so I would like to think that, and I've heard this from other people, so I'm not just saying this, that we get better value than the average, whatever the average would be. Because you gotta take a stand at some point and say, no, we're not taking less than X. And when they come back with Y, that's 10% less than X or 5% less than X or 1% less than X, you say no. And so you've got to have that reputation that when I say no, I mean no, and I'm not going to bend on it. And your reputation's, I tell, our associates at the firm, your reputation's bigger than any single case. So you're not just going to give in on one case and expect that not to affect you, because these insurance companies and defense firms, they've all got books on us. I mean, they've all got books on us.
I'm sure.
And so they know when they get a letter from me versus they get a letter from somebody else. I hope what that says is, okay, we got to take this seriously because it's coming from Jason. That's what I hope the effect is. But that's built over years of standing on your word, not being afraid to take a case to trial if it's got to be taken to trial. And like when you're in a mediation setting or whatever, you tell the mediator, hey, we're not settling this case for less than $110,000, whatever it is, or $1.1 million. And the mediator comes back and says, well, they'll pay 1.05. And you're like, okay, well, we're done. We're not taking that. And they're like, what? It's not. It's only $50,000 less. And you're like, well, I said 1.1.
Yeah.
I said 1.1. I meant 1.1. Your client's got to be on board with that, because the best interest of the client is always paramount. So you have those conversations before you get to that point. You're not just shooting from the hip. You've already had the conversation with the client ahead of mediation or ahead of whatever pretrial negotiations, what your bottom line walkaway number is, and they got to be on board with that because it's their case, not your case. But once they are, you tell them, like, look, when we set this is important. When we say we're not taking less than 1.1, I want you to know that when I tell the mediator that, I mean it, and I don't care if they come back at 1.097 or whatever. We're walking. And generally they'll come back and offer more later. Generally. So it's your question was, what can the young lawyer do? Work your tail off, hustle, make the pie bigger, and be known in whatever industry you're in. But especially I think in what we do, that what I say means something. I'm not going to tell you something on Tuesday and then tell you the opposite and do the opposite on Wednesday. To develop a reputation of being a straight shooter, and what you say is what you mean.
Yeah, it's good. Do you have any celebrations you do after like a case?
Go to the bank,
deposit a check,
dance moves.
Any cocktails?
No, in all honesty though, seriously, when you, I think I was saying, I guess we talked about this. when I did defense work and you get a great outcome for your client and for the insurer, and they would just cut your bill.
Right.
When like that's the kid that we were able to settle the case for, the paralyzed kid the other day. I mean, when you deliver him his check and he's, crying and his grandparents are crying and, he writes you this great, Google review or maybe I've had clients in the past send me letters that I've got a couple of them framed in my office. If I'm ever, really burnt out or stressed or whatever and kind of remembering, okay, why is it that I do this? I can look at that and see how through our work we were able to really change somebody's life. That's, maybe a high five for, but seeing that that's the celebration, seeing the difference that you've been able to make for a client. And, it's all relative. Some clients, they treat for 2 or 3 months and they're better and you're able to sell their case for $50,000. Okay. Yeah. Or maybe you've got the paralyzed guy where it's, a lot of money, but it has to be a lot of money because their life is going to require that level of care for the rest of their life. So it's a very, a big responsibility that I take very, very seriously. And the humbling thing is that people actually trust you with that. And it's just like, wow, like this is, because if they didn't have you, they would be getting taken advantage of by somebody. And them entrusting you with that, it really, in those meetings where we're able to deliver that check and those tears, I get choked up too. So
you and your business partner go give each other a big hug or something?
You lift him up?
Well, a little spinal decompression. I usually just throw him up over my shoulder and carry him out.
Spin him around. The scene from Dirty Dancing. He runs at you and you lift him.
I don't know how you knew that. That's exactly what we put the song on.
You guys should have some sort of ritual that you do after a big case. Just get something that no one else knows about. You guys just do it.
Little dance
every time.
Maybe like a inside handshake type thing.
Yeah.
Like a whole dap routine.
Something subtle but meaningful.
Right. When Stephen and I first started practicing and I was able to resolve our first 7-figure case, that was in a death case. And we did leave mediation. And when the elevator doors closed, he's giving me this huge high. We wait for the doors to close and then he's giving me a huge high five and all that kind of stuff. So I do remember that one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then if you had to do any other law, what type of law would you do if you had to?
Golly.
Is there anything that just looks sexy to you, like when you watch a movie or a series or anything? Or maybe people you cross paths with?
I tell you, there's I'll get to your actual question, but I will say there are some types of law that I could absolutely never do.
Yeah.
That family law stuff with divorces and kids.
That's too much. Yeah.
It's just, oh gosh, I cannot imagine handling that kind of stuff every single day. And then there's the more maybe nerdy, transactional stuff where you're just dealing with paper and writing contracts all day and stuff. I don't think I could do that. I think I could do real estate closings. I wouldn't want to. It's not really different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
That's more of a volume game, obviously. Yes. And we're not a volume personal injury firm. We don't have thousands of cases.
Right.
So I can't imagine. I think I would get bored with feeling like I was doing the same thing every day. That's one of the cool things about personal injuries. Every case is different. Yeah. Every case. And in our practice, you end up learning about things that I had a case that I defended one time involving a guy who got run through a conveyor system at a OSB plant. So I ended up learning, speaking of which, my client was actually based out of Canada. Try explaining our legal system to a Canadian, by the way.
It made no sense when I came here.
No. I was a young associate, and I was up in Vancouver going through a bunch of documents. A conference room full of documents. And the general counsel for the company grabs me, takes me into the CEO's office, and they're leaning on me, kind of wanting me to tell them what they want to hear about how the case doesn't have real value and all this kind of stuff. And I'm trying to explain to a bunch of Canadians that a death case in the United States of this type could be a multi-seven figure or even 8-figure type case. And that just blew their mind because they've got like the English system over there, which results in a whole lot less litigation, personal injury stuff. And so the thought that in the case values up there are really minuscule compared. And so the thought that could be a thing was just like blew their mind. What was your original question? I can't.
What type of law would you do? Yeah, if you had to pick something.
Let's say real estate.
Real estate, yeah.
The thing I like about that area, though, is I'm a big process guy. I'm a big efficiency guy, and a big kind of check the boxes. And everything in like the real estate transaction, you got to have the title work, you got to have this, you got to have the appraisal, you got to have the bank stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of boxes to check. So I think I could kind of vibe with that, I guess. But
any interest in like the tax law? That always seemed interesting.
No.
Really?
No.
Saving people tax money?
I've got an accountant whose only job is to keep me out of jail. The taxes, no, I would not. I don't think I would be good at that. Yeah.
And then what do you think of my dress sweatpants?
Are they knit?
It's like a nice thick, I don't even know what kind of material.
It looks a little heavy for
You can feel it
summer
after the show.
No, I'll pass.
You sure?
It looks a little heavy for South Carolina summer.
It's warm. It does get
Did you
warm.
regret that decision?
I felt good. I thought knew you were going to dress up, so I thought, what do I got?
This is dressing up.
That he'll put on. He'll dress up too.
I like sweats.
I like the Jordans.
Dress up. Thank you.
I do like the Jordans.
Yeah.
A little swampy, probably. I would think.
It gets a little hot when in the truck. When I get in the truck in these,
right?
Because they are heavy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like more of
Moisture.
a February deal.
Yeah, I probably won't wear them again until February.
So yeah, it's a big no for me on the knit.
Good to know.
All right. Well, I have one more question too, and I've been thinking about it a lot.
No.
Self-driving cars are coming.
Yeah,
whether we like it or not.
Waymo.
Yeah, I'm seeing Waymos everywhere. I'm seeing talking to people who haven't even driven because their Tesla just takes them wherever they want to go.
Right.
Do you see that affecting your industry quite a bit?
Yeah, I've thought about that. Now, first of all, I have seen already news stories about issues with that, you know, running over pedestrians and stuff like that. So, to that end, I'm not sure if it's going to really change much.
But people are driving over pedestrians all the time too.
Right, unfortunately. I tell you what, I don't. I mean, this is not your question, but I'm not getting in one of those things. I guess I'm too much of a control freak or something.
Yep.
Like
I'm
I don't even
getting
like
in one. I'm getting in one and going to sleep.
I mean, I don't
and
even
waking up in Indiana or Canada.
Heck no, man. I don't even like getting in a taxi because I'm not driving it. You know, I mean, I will, but you're
need a
riding around,
driver.
you're like using like the foot brake, back in the back seat or whatever.
You got to be like Lincoln Lawyer style. Just get yourself a black Escalade.
It's not a bad idea.
In and out of it. You can work the whole way there. You can talk
I know
on
some
your
lawyers-
phone.
Your
I know
driver
some
will
lawyers.
dress like this.
I know some lawyers that do that. Yeah, he's got. Speaking of which, he's rocking the just black hat.
Yep.
No logo.
You want him like Succession or something? Like, have you ever noticed that? Like the rich dude on the show or the movie always wears either a navy blue or a black hat that has no logo. What is it about that?
I want you to ask him.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah.
Like, surely they could have found some like Lamborghini or
something that
Polo that would want to put their stuff on it, but the richest dude in the movie is always wearing like a completely nondescript black or navy hat. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah. I just ordered black because I was so sick of logos all over my stuff.
So you're just like, I want a black hat.
I literally just bought multiple black hats exactly like this, and then I just wear it until it gets dirty.
Sweats
put on
through
my
'em.
next one.
You get a little bit of referee thing going on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Cab driver.
Umpire.
Limo driver.
Yep. I don't know
Head
what
of
I was
security.
doing. I just was like, I'm not matching things today.
It's a black day.
I'm just wearing black.
Yeah. Well, I'm colorblind too, so I can.
You are?
I can.
Really?
I can. So that's one reason I wear boots too. Not only being like 5'9", it gives me about 1.5 inches, so that's cool.
And from Ridgeway.
But I don't have to worry about whether my socks match my suit if I'm wearing a tie.
Okay.
So that was like the worst thing before I started wearing boots, probably 5-6 years ago, was once I started wearing them, I'm like, okay, cool. I can be wearing, I'm not, but I could theoretically be wearing like my wife's pink running socks.
Yeah.
And
No one would know.
You wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. It could completely.
Maybe your underwear.
Completely clash.
I wasn't expecting that, but it's
Hands
true.
going on,
I'm
I'm missing my pink underwear.
just trying to picture what you have on under there, and I don't know.
I know, honestly,
It could
I
be
don't
anything.
even remember. But they might have flowers on them. It might be my daughter's
Now
socks.
you're
I
just
don't know.
picturing his bare feet in there.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to get to feet in this podcast.
So how do people contact you? Say they're in an accident or a loved one, they want to reach out to you. What do they do?
Yeah, well, we don't have the clever phone number, so I can't say all 2s or all 9s or any of that kind of junk. But at 803-779-4000. I've said that enough on radio commercials that I've got that memorized. But also our website's samuelsreynolds.com. Just put that in the Google machine, and my marketing team has made sure that we pop up like we're supposed to. But yeah, call us anytime. And I have a lot of people that call me with things that I can't even help with, but they're just looking for a good lawyer. And so I tell friends and family and anybody, like if you ever have anything, a real estate closing, a divorce, DUI charge or whatever, I actually kind of generate a lot of work for other lawyers, you know, because I mean, I'm fielding calls all the time or texts. Hey, my buddy just got, minor in possession. His son just got a minor in possession charge at USC. Can you help him? Well, no, it's not what I do, but I know good lawyers that can. So if anybody's ever got any questions, whether it's a personal injury or wrongful death related, or if it's something completely different, the other side of my office does workers' compensation claims, so work injuries, or if they just don't know who to get to do their real estate closing or whatever, just call me. I'm happy to point them in the right direction.
Awesome.
Anyway, you do farming. Do we got to just hit that right at the buzzer here?
Sort of.
Tell us about that. What's going on in the farming world?
We've got about 140 acres out in Ridgeway, and we've got 3 horses, a miniature Highland cow named Wally, like William Wallace. We got about 9 or 10 chickens. I don't know, chickens always dying, so I don't know what the number is. Way too many cats.
Big cat guy.
Well, my daughters and my wife, they love cats. We collect cats like mismatched socks. I mean, there's
Just throw them on the farm.
Yeah, I heard somebody say the other night that we have 7 cats. I was not aware that we had 7 cats. I mean, you never all see them all at the same place at the same time, and they're not all in the house. There's 2 that have to be in the house because they get their butts kicked if they're outside, apparently. So there's 2 in the house. And then there's apparently 5 outside. I did not realize the number was 7. So if anybody wants a cat, just let me know.
Call the office.
Yeah. So we got a little farm pond out there, and I hunt and fish on the property and all that. So it's not really I guess it's a farm, but it's not like we're selling anything.
Yeah. All right.
Plenty of organic eggs.
Yeah,
Love it.
It's good. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the show. This was a blast.
Absolutely, guys. It's been fun. Thank you.
Awesome. We're here for the health of it.
For the health of it.
Just a quick note, this podcast is for informational purposes only. We're not meant to replace your doctors, and nothing here should be taken as medical advice. Always check with a qualified professional before making decisions about your health. The views and opinions expressed by our guests or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of this podcast. Reliance on any information provided is solely at your own risk.